This is a huge vehicle. This is not meant for this, but you can't control yourself, Malte. You are stupid. You are fucking stupid always.
Oft lassen sich mehrere Fuhren miteinander verbinden. Dem VW ist es gleich, was befördert. Junge Menschen oder kleine Ferkel. Ist unermüdlich und immer einsatzbereit.
Hello again and welcome to the ID Bus, which is Volkswagen's newest and finest vehicle. And this car is actually a throwback back to the 60s, where Volkswagen had this T1, very distinctive and very cool van. And back in the days, this van was able to be filled with people to travel around the world and basically just have a great time. And today we have a bit of a throwback car here, the ID Bus, which is the reminiscence of this Volkswagen 60s T1 and actually the first one of its kind. So this car is unfortunately not in the two-tone paint scheme. It's still pretty good looking here in this silver color, especially here in the front. You see the throwback to the 60s with the huge logo here, bigger than my head, I guess. It's huge. Also have this almost flat front as the original has, and yeah, down the side it also looks very much like the original. But this vehicle is not a petrol-powered old van. This is an electric car, and this is actually based on the ID4. First impression here is it feels kind of funky. Kind of like it. You're driving this big bus and yeah, hence to the name ID Bus. The first thing you notice is the windscreen is so far ahead that you can't reach it if you try. It's probably like half a meter to a meter further than normal. So that means there is like extremely good room. Like you can just reach up here. It's weird. That also means you have some blind spots up here. You have an extra A-pillar, so you have an extra blind spot. But at least you have a window here, otherwise you couldn't see anything. It's very light and roomy and nice feeling up here. You get a lot of happy reactions when people see you in it. It definitely gives you the retro vibe that Volkswagen is going for. So it's just great in that sense. And that means it has 204 horsepower, and that means it has around about 80 kilowatt hour battery. That means this car has a WLTP estimated range of 410 kilometers. Yeah, down the side of the ID Bus here you'll find a very much looking van style here with the blacked out windows in the back, and the most cool part of this vehicle, sliding doors. But not only sliding doors, electric sliding doors. Well, this is an option, but yeah, it's not for free. It's cool nonetheless. So then you have these three speed stripes, I don't know, and a huge port here for charging. And then you have these very much looking aero designed wheels. I've never seen such aero wheels in my life, I think. These are like crazy aero. But this black part on the rim, you can actually take it off. Take a look here. So you can pull in the corners here. And you can play frisbee or something. But then you have like a more traditional looking rim, I guess. Much bigger air intake. But because this is an electric vehicle, we obviously need as much range or as much slipperiness as possible. So we also need this to be very aerodynamic, as it is, like that. Now we're standing still in a cross section here. It's time to test out if the ID Bus is fast. This is after all the same platform as the ID4. That means 204 horsepower and rear-wheel drive. Let's test it out. Okay, full power. Okay, it's not fast. It's not as slow as I thought. Yeah, this is definitely enough power for 99% of people. Who's driving a bus anyway? I don't get these people that always want more power, which is unnecessary. Really kind of stupid in a way. I just wish I wouldn't be one of those persons, but unfortunately I am. How can you help it? Is there some kind of medicine you can take? Maybe there will come a cure one day, I don't know. I haven't tried it with all the passengers and cargo filled to the brim, but I would say it's pretty good. Sorry for this lid is not closed. So for those people who want a new car, but also want an electric car, and also want a people carrier, and with a people carrier I mean a sister to a Berlingo, but more nice, I guess. For people who wants this type of vehicle, and maybe also a camper, this is one of the only and maybe the best alternative out there. If you take a look around back, you have this huge tailgate, which will open like that. Huge. You can stand under it. And then you have this corridor of space. It's humongous back here. It's plus 1,000 liters. Must be. Obviously you can see a lot of crap up here. A skateboard and a camera bag. But down here you'll find this bench looking thing, and this is actually an option. And this bench here means that if you fold down the seats, you'll have like a flat bench all the way through the cabin. So you can actually have a bed here or something like that. Also more to that, down here in the bottom you also have like storage possibilities, where you can like have these Volkswagen boxes where you can fit like your medic pouch or your emergency charging cable or contraband, because this is a van from the 60s and that's what you are transporting mostly in these vans if you're living in California and sitting on a field, maybe eating shrooms. FBI, open up! I got too far again, I guess. Where was I? Other good details back here. You have these design cues or these design drawings of the ID bus. And you can see here with the armrest, this is actually meant to be a 7-seater. And that's because this car will later come as a 7-seater. So you have a cup holder up here, you can see that. Pretty smart, pretty neat space back here. Very spacious as it is, and it is also very plasticky all the way around. But what did you expect? It's not a Brabus interior, this one. It's just a Volkswagen. On the road here in the city, it feels big. It's a huge car. It's a bit wide, and the doors are very thick when you open them. An overall very comfortable experience, I would say. Because the ID bus has the same steering wheel as in the ID4 or in the Golf 8. To say it simply, I'm not a fan. And the thing about this layout is that they are all touch buttons. And these touch buttons are they're a bit difficult at times to manage when you're driving all around and you have like 1,000 controls. I would like these to be physical buttons, I guess, and sometimes you will push them with your palms. That's almost the biggest problem. The best thing about driving this car is definitely the feeling it just gives you. It's just funky, and you're driving this cute or big funky bus around and everyone looks at you like he's having a great time. I could imagine just driving this with my friends, all filled up in here to the brim with maybe drinks and good music, driving on a sunny day and just have a bit of fun. And that's just the main thing about this vehicle. It's plain fun. Whee! Not that it's fast. Okay, it's pretty slow. Well, but it doesn't matter if this is fast or not. It's all about just having fun and cruising down the road, listening to your favorite tunes, maybe bringing some surfboards on the roof or something, or a tent. Hello and welcome to the back of the ID bus. How do you sit back here? Actually very good. And the thing is, down here by the also designed ID bus logo, very cool, you have a retractable little handle here, which means you can recline yourself to an even more comfortable position. And when you're comfortable, you have your tray table here where you can position your phone or your iPad or something and watch some, I don't know, Back to the Future or something like that. And then you can have your tray table all the way up here and maybe do some work, or I don't know what you do in the van, but you can do your work stuff here. And you can hide some stuff up here. No, you can put your phone up here. So there's also a storage pocket up here in the middle. Also very spacious. Actually, this car is so wide, so the middle seats actually feels like a seat. It's not like a hump or something. It's pretty good. And the two rows over here can also reclined back as the right seat over here. So pretty good here on the back seat, I would say. Good details here with the floor mat, also with the design, with the ID bus. So everything is very distinctive to this car. Cool. Stepping in the front in the ID bus, you get this very roomy and nice open air feel, very light, very happy feel. And it all starts by when you're grabbing the door handles over here. You will see this little smiley. That just brings a bit of a smile to my face, to see a smile where there should be like a screw or something. More to that, you got the pause button for the brake pedal, and you got the play button for the gas pedal. And then you have your usual Volkswagen ID4 layout here. So that means you have your steering wheel here from a ID4. You got your screen here from the ID4, and you got the more larger screen here for the infotainment system here from the ID4. Beside this, you got retractable armrest for the passenger and the driver. And here in the middle part, this center console is very cool. Shut up. Here in the center, you got this contraption, this center storage unit. This has a lot of very distinctive features for especially this car and their target group. I'll explain in a minute. Okay, to start with here, you got your storage area here, down in the middle here. And then you got these dividers, which can divide the room here and make a cup holder in the front, or make room for whatever you want to store down here. But this thing here is an ice scraper for your vehicle at winter. So this has like a sharp edge on one side, and the other divider, it's the only metal to be found in the cabin actually. But this metal here is, you guessed it, a bottle opener. You'll always have a bottle opener with you when you buy your ID bus. So what am I talking about with this central storage unit here, that it's fitting the target group? So this central storage unit here has some secret or some hidden storage spaces. So down here in the bottom, if you push down this lever, you'll have this very deep and good storage option down here. But even more special is, shut up, in the back here you have kind of a drawer that will like slide out, and you can push it down, and this is also very well hidden, almost like if you were supposed to hide something down here. But the thing where Volkswagen is very good on their target group is, what do you do when you're hiding stuff and the police come and you want to get away with all your belongings here you have in the middle? Shut up. This is where Volkswagen have done the right thing. And that means you can push down this button and you can release the whole thing and you can run with it. So if you have any goods, you better just get out of here. Get out!
FBI, open up!
Pretty good thinking there from VW. This sound will always come on when I sit in the seat, so take a listen. Here again. Are you ready? Every goddamn time. I don't know if it's just me, but then supposedly you're ready to drive when you hear that sound. So this is after all one of the most anticipated cars here in 2023. But the primary feel you get in here is just the funkiness. It's just all around. It's the smileys on the door handles and the small drawings of the ID bus all around the car. And I would say it's surprisingly quiet in here compared to that you're driving a big Lego brick down the road, basically. Because this is a tall vehicle, you would think this has like a hideous, like a body feel, like the reaction from your steering input to the car actually turning would be like outrageous, but it's not. And that's probably something to do with the low center of gravity in electric cars, that you have the batteries in the bottom, obviously. So it feels pretty pointy actually for the car type that it is. So you can pretty quickly just change lanes and like take a turn. It's pretty responsive actually, compared to the size. Obviously it's not a sports car, but it's not bad, I would say. Okay, so what's more here in the cabin? You have this center screen up here, which is very much like the ID4, nothing too unusual. So it's a decent system here. It's not the best It's not the worst either, and it's pretty responsive to your touch, I guess. And it's at least very bright, so you can always see what's going on up here. People very much complain about these touch controls down here, about these not being very good. I actually don't mind them too much. These, shut up. They're very simple. They either control like the temperature or the volume control, and that's it. So it's more about these touch buttons here in the lower part where you can choose modes. These are not great. And there's also like, you have to push the climber button here to get into the climber system, and it's a bit of a two-step procedure every time you have to change something. So it's not the best, I would say. Here in the middle, you also get a cup holder. Very cool. Also down here you have some physical, I like it, buttons for the control of the sliding doors. So you can push these. And you can also close them by pushing these again. Convenient. Oh. Like that. Most of that, you have a big storage space over here. Storage space down here in the glove compartment. Huge glove compartment. One of the biggest I've ever seen, I guess. And a small space for your key over here also. So there's like huge space here in the car. One thing, there's a lot of plastic in here because this is a big car, and it also has to be a bit cheap. We'll get back to the price later, but there's no, call it, inlay here in the bottom of the doors. So that means your keys or your stuff down here will slide around. But one very good thing Volkswagen have implemented here is the possibility of fast charging here. So here in the middle you have like two USB-Cs. They will charge like 40 watt, I think. And also in the doors, in all the doors, not in the driver's door here, but in the passenger, but also in the rear sliding doors, there is 40 watt charging capability there. So that's cool for charging up your iPad or your phone or computer. Is that electrified bong these days? I can't say that.
FBI, open up!
The thing about sitting here on the front row, it's so weird. It feels like you're on the second row because the windscreen is like so far ahead. This is like only halfway up there. It's like the front screen it's all the way up here. You could put a person up here or like a dog or a cat. And then the fit and finish. How is it in here? You think this over here is wood since it looks like wood? That's plastic. And this trim up here also looks like aluminium. But wait, I just mentioned that this bottle opener is the only metal in here, so this is also plastic. Unfortunately, but otherwise pretty good fit and finish. I especially like the seats, but you can expect more, I guess. There's so much stuff in here, so I guess it will be a pretty expensive car if they had to make it out of more expensive materials. So. But the thing is, this is one of the most hyped cars of 2022 and also the 2023. But this is the first one I've seen on the roads. So what's all the hype about? I just want to know with all this hype if people are even buying these or people are just looking at them and thinking, okay, this could be cool and I could see myself using this, but in the end they're choosing something else. And why are they doing that? We're about to find out why. Something about this front. They have these diamond cutout all around the front here, but they're actually blanked off in the sides. These diamonds, these are quite a theme of this car. These are not only to be found here, but also here and here and here, and also here, and here, and also a bit here, and maybe also a bit here, and here, and here. So, because this car is based on the ID4, it does have a mode button, and okay, let's try it out. We are now in comfort, but let's change it to the sport mode. Okay, let's see. Okay, a bit faster response. That's about it. It should have a camber mode. Why doesn't it have a camber mode? Come on, Volkswagen, make a camber mode. Should be like cruising and putting on like Beatles or something. Okay, let's try to launch it. Okay, the car hunkers down. It's ready to go. Brake boosting. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. It's like in a rental go-kart. Come on, come on, come on. They should just have made the camper mode with only reggae and old school rock. That would be nice. Let's put it back in comfort. Okay, you know, my kind of testing, you have to try it on a bit of a B-road. This is a huge ass vehicle on the road, so it just means that when you try to push it a bit, it's all over the place. It's maybe not made for that, I don't know, but it's not. It's funny. It's just funny. It's okay, when you drive this car, just go and cruise and just listen to some music. It's not for pushing on a B road, but you can do it. And it feels like you're driving a bus and it's all over the place, but I guess you can also have fun like that, but it's not meant for that. The thing is, I've heard that VW will maybe make a even more powerful version with like 300 horsepower and an even bigger battery also.
Wow.
So yeah, that's definitely a car that will hit the American market, I guess, but also the European market. But I don't get why you would need more power. This is just for cruising, but there's always someone who always wants more power. And I'm maybe one of them, so I guess there's a market for it somewhere. Oh, the battery is pretty cool that you can get maybe some more range out of it, I guess. And the four-wheel drive is maybe also nice if you would drive it a bit off-road, I guess. That makes me wonder if this could slide. This is rear-wheel drive after all, but I couldn't find the traction control system in this car, so I couldn't get it to work. A bit disappointing. Maybe I should look it up. Finally, let's try it on some twisties. This is a huge vehicle. This is not meant for this, but oh, it's ridiculous. You can't control yourself, Malte. You are stupid. You are fucking stupid always. Why am I born so fucking stupid? I always have to push it. This car is not meant for this, but let's do it anyways. This must look kind of ridiculous from the outside, but okay, now football. Yahoo! Jesus, it's quick. It's almost flying. But what does the ID bus then cost? In Danish crowns, it's almost 500,000 Danish crowns. It's 490,000, I think. And in euros, it is about 65,000 euros. So these prices are a bit... Fuck me, I drove the wrong way. These prices are a bit steep, to say at least. This car is expensive. It's not a cheap electric vehicle, this one. You have to be an enthusiast, and for some this might be their only car, and this is maybe not their primary priority to get a van with 5 or 7 seats, but yeah. So this is a bit of a niche car with this price point. It's definitely not cheap, so it's not for everyone. You would think that if it was around maybe 40 to 50,000 euros or 400,000 Danish crowns, it's a bit more reachable. But this is without options, these prices before. So, but what is not the price to pay for fun?
Den schickt in die weite Welt.